Hey folks, I'm Zerfall.
I'm very stagey.
And as you can see here, we've redone our robots a bit. If I,
Robots use stamps to send them through the mail. For robots. Yeah.
I've lowered everybody's energy a bit, but I've maxed out their power, guard, and speed. They all have the exact same stats. And once we get out of this level up screen, they'll all have the exact same items. We just got to equip them. I got here some shield 5s that I created. I've got some boot 6, which are actually pretty interesting.
These boots are made for 6-ing.
Yep. I got a bomb one I'm going to put on Bombo.
Oh, 6 boots? As the girls sometimes call, back in college, girls call them fuck me boots. You know?
No.
No? Okay.
No, they're not quite. If you check them out when we get out of this screen, 2 out of 3 of the robots look slightly different.
Ooh, they're like floating around.
Yeah, they're like the hoverbots from.
Hoverskirt.
It's like the guys from Base Wars, the ones where you can just like bash the other guys over top if you tap the A button fast enough. So, if we give everybody axes...
Hopefully this will end as successfully as Base Wars did. Because I'm not even kidding you, I was like on the edge of my seat for that last video, hoping we were going to win the Base Wars World Series. There's just something about those, like, you know, you're playing it by yourself, you got an emulator, it's like, I'll just load state if I lose, but then you're doing it, like, for the internet, and you're like, oh no, this game, I could lose the entire Base Wars season! Well, we lose the Bobo! What if the game bans right in the middle of the Bobo Bowl? Yeah, it's a thing.
So, right before we go in here...
The final boss is coming up, and we know thanks to Raichi Cakes that we were fairly close, I guess, to beating it before.
Yeah, we weren't off by too much. I just want to throw on these sunglasses before we go in.
Oh, yeah. Now, we didn't fill up on healing.
Not 100% full, but I've bought a lot more than what we had in the last fight. And yes, our sunglasses appear to be gone. We can't equip things. Oh, we're wearing them, though! They're just not making everything all red. Well, we're going to use the magics of emulation here to skip through all this dialogue again.
To skip the plot? Okay,
well, we've been through this already before.
I was kind of hoping on the second time I might actually be able to understand what's going on. Although I picked up something. Basically, okay, so here's the story. This blonde guy figured out how to, like, go through time.
Yes.
Right? That's all I got.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I figured out.
Well, and things are going to fade and be forgotten, but not him, because he can, he thought inventions would exceed human power, but they can't, because they're just made by humans. And he talks slow.
So is it like, Ozymandias, and it's like, you know, human folly that they think they can build something to last forever.
Oh yeah, it might be like the Tower of Babel, except it's a time machine of Babel.
Well,
so
the actual, like, you know, next to the sun, nothing remains. Alright, fine.
So the one thing I want to do here real quick is try to use a smoke. Because I did this by mistake when I was just testing out how strong we'd gotten.
Just chilling final boss music. I'm just like, you know, that whole Tower of Kefka's got nothing on this.
You've failed to escape? In vain! This space is like your will. You can't escape it. Not sure exactly what he's trying to say there. But, so, Lux is the only one that I... Oh no, I did give him Bust-A-Wolf. Okay, good. So they're all set up right. Everyone's just using Bust-A-Wolf. This is... It does the most damage, and if he does that attack, he'll get 2 attacks off, but any other attack that he does, he won't get 2 off. He'll only get 1 still, so... And you do twice as much damage. Although, apparently, he's locked Lux in a, sort of hit combo where he just keeps making him scald. So far, not the best start. Maybe I'm standing at just the wrong distance away here. Maybe I need to back off a little more. I don't think that I've ever played against this boss so much that he's just kept using that confusion attack.
I can't get over this either. Go. Go. You over there. Oh, no, no, no. You don't. Yeah, it's like Deathfall's songs rule. And there's like bombers flying around the background. I don't think I'd noticed that before. I'm getting slightly different version of the slideshow graphics this time from what we did last week.
Well, now the Bombo's back. We better bring the other guys.
Bombo's back and you're gonna be in trouble.
Hey now, the Bombo's back.
Hey, you know he's dying.
So this is supposed to be the weaker attack, but with a shield 6, or shield 5 I think we have, it actually does slightly more damage than the Bazooka Joe's guys now. So we're definitely taking less damage from most attacks, but this one attack was one that used to do 2 damage to Bombo and now it does 21.
I guess that shield is like weak against fire, or maybe the shield we used to have critical hit. Alright.
So the crit did 669 damage.
Don't forget the crit, guys.
So even though we're using these max attacks that really slow us down, we do twice as much damage as a regular axe attack. And if he does the little scene changer attack, he still only gets 1 shot. So it's not like it's actually slowing us down at all. The only time it runs into trouble is when he does his stupid little confusion gun.
Yeah. There's mushroom clouds? Yeah, see, the slideshow, it's not...
Well, the important part is the scene that it ends up at the end. Because it randomly picks one of the scenes, so...
Dictates which attack, so when it's like the war background, he gets the bazooka guys, and they're...
Yeah, that's this one with the little dog fighters. And the penis clouds.
Fight dogs.
But yeah, this attack was one that was one of the worst ones before. Now it did 10 damage. So we take a little bit more damage from one of the attacks, but a lot less damage from the rest, so...
I believe we have this.
Oh no! Depending on this attack, it might kill Bombo!
Well, I mean, you would have healed him a long time ago under our old setup.
Yes, that's true. And actually, this is the one that won't kill him. So... we'll heal him now and really min-max this.
Oh no, critical hit! It did 14 damage!
Oh yeah, and he's wearing a shade still. I knew there was a way to keep them from stealing our shades when we went into this machine.
But when you get confused, get all confused.
Yeah, there's nothing
His
he can...
clouds are kind of confusing.
Yeah. He doesn't know how he feels about this guy anymore.
He finds it strangely compelling. Well,
So,
Bombo was the best friend of a little girl. They used to draw unicorns together and think about boys, you know.
I find that the boss is actually almost too easy now, and all we did was change our equipment a little bit. Like, yes, we did level up 1, but I don't think the 9 points of stats made a huge difference. Oh, maybe they did. But it's gone from this epic battle where we barely might survive to, oh yeah, we'll just heal up every like 6 turns.
Kind of kicking his butt, yeah. I think the difference is that Bombo thought about Mimi, and that inspired him.
He's really got a reason to live now. I've got to get back. She's my best friend.
Whereas Nails thought about, I don't know, Rygans, and then Lux thought about, or Lux thinks about.
He thought
whoever
about
his partner was. Well, theoretically, Lux had like a close friendship with whoever his partner is when he played through 7th Saga, but then in Mystic Arc, I guess he's got a close friendship with like the ninja or something. I don't know.
Apparently, Mystic Arc
like,
is supposed to be like the prequel too. So it's like they suggest that perhaps the character you play in that game is the one that becomes the king that sends you after on the quest in the first game.
Yes, they kind of. now that you mention it, I don't understand Mystic Art either. I think I just have this thing where I enjoy watching her LPs of these games, but by and large, I don't understand them. I mean, Monstania was fairly straightforward. There was a lot of complexity there. That one kind of made sense. Because I thought in Mystic Arc, let's talk about everything except the game we're playing. I thought in Mystic Arc, like, at the end you're born, right?
Yeah, at the end you're born.
Like, but the whole world is like being born. But
I think it's supposed to be like.
I read it like you put in that like weird time trap at the end of the 7th saga. And you're being born into a new life where you somehow escape from that. But no, actually, what you're saying makes more sense.
Yeah, it's all based on the character's default name too, which is kind of funny. That like people are like, this story doesn't make a lot of sense, but if the default name, which is almost the same as someone else's default name but off by 1 letter, is just maybe wrong, they made a mistake, then it makes sense.
And then there comes a point where like, nah, you're making too many excuses for this series.
Oh, he might die. I don't know. Should I? Let's go cure him.
I would probably have been more inclined to cut 7th Saga some slack if people told me, oh, play the patched version. It puts it on Japanese difficulty, which for a change is easier because they made a mistake with the programming in the US version and actually made it way harder than it was supposed to be.
We tried to make it less harder, but we went around the loop.
Well, no, I read somewhere that they really did screw it up, and that, like, all the enemies' levels were higher. They scaled faster than they were supposed to, I guess. I don't know. But, like, I was like, no, I'm going to play it the American way because that's what I remember, and I remember this game being really frustrating, trying to be amusing. But then I thought back, it's like, you know, if the game wasn't so freaking frustrating, I'm a bit inclined to cut the plot on the slack.
Yeah.
All I really remember is that there was a whole town that was loyal to Doros, so, you know, that was a big thing. Loyalty to Doros was a big thing. It's
Wait,
I'm not misremembering it.
I thought I was going to be able to get behind him.
Oh,
but,
don't, come on, let's not go crazy here.
Well, he's too fat, I can't get around him.
Don't body shame Ghetto. Because that is Ghetto. That's like that's not a machine he built. That is Ghetto.
That is Ghetto. Right. Perhaps he's inside of it. Perhaps he built himself a robo-wiener.
Perhaps he built himself a fat shell.
He's like, guys, it's PHAT, leave me alone! Oh, got a little too close to him there.
I mean, for all of our talk about 7th Saga and Mystic Arc, like, I gotta say, the villains made more of an impression on me than Ghetto did.
Yeah. He seems like he was just kind of added in to extend the gameplay.
Yeah. It should have been Rose at the end. She was totally the best villain.
And the hottest.
Because it was implied that she was hot. Well, no, that's exactly what I mean. Like, even though the graphics aren't really up to the task, but they implied that she's sexy, so, like, she's my favorite villain in the game, of course.
Oh no, he's confused. He's probably gonna die. Trying to build up some drama here, I guess. So we're...
He's confused. He's like, wait, is Mimi my friend or not?
Oh no! We only have... We only have 2 robots left, and 13 repairs. Hey, maybe Lux is actually going to pull off the victory here. Give him some props after so many times just getting blowed up.
Well, if Lux doesn't work, you can trade in a ninja, or
Now, I'm wondering if Lux is actually... So, he's set up the exact same way as Bombo, except with a better bomb. And somehow, he still takes more damage.
Wait, how does Bombo not have a good bomb?
Because I...
Does
the only reason why I equipped... The only reason why I equipped the bomb in the first place was so that he could do the Bust a Wolf.
Does Nails have the inferior choke? Nails has the lowest nightstick stat. This is exclusively for Bobo. Nobody else can get any sense out of that joke.
This is the worst kind of confusion. Well, there isn't much of a difference, is what my point is, and yet Bombo still seems to take less damage than everybody else. So I wonder if he actually gets preferential treatment, perhaps, as being the first robot.
Oh, you're a robot, yeah.
I'll use the Bust a Wolf with capital F this time. Maybe that'll be enough to take him out. Not yet.
Pushback. He's offering you some pushback.
Yeah, I got some other skills here we could always run here. Actually, this one's interesting. So this is either going to be amazing or really crappy. We're doing well enough that I might as well use it. Yeah. See, it does 6 damage, but it has like a higher than normal crit rate. So if it crits, it does like mad damage, but if it doesn't crit, it does 6. And I used it once on an enemy outside of boss battle, and it did like over 700 damage.
What? Over 700? It seems like something where like if somebody cared, they could actually like do it 100 times and statistically compile whether it does.
Is it more overall damage or not? Yeah.
I saw a fact once on Breath of Fire 2 that like went into this really in-depth analysis of character strength, compared to each other up to a level 99, with the caveat that it's generally you're going to be around level 27 when you win the game. But somebody leveled characters up to 99 so they can compare all their base stats. And I was like, what the fuck?
Well, it's kind of funny that the characters get up to level 99 as it is, though, when you can beat the game at level 27.
Well, they just continue to program it in. Oh, there you go.
Gato.
I'm actually going into an analysis in Breath of Fire 2. So, no. Until we get 0.0 megs of beta.
What?
Oh, all dragons are going to be furious.
Maybe for once they made it so that it made sense that the last boss battle doesn't matter. It's like, no, you're not going to level up on this. It doesn't matter. And here we are. Is that the Tetron?
I guess all dragon won't mind as long as it's 0. If it was like, if it was an actual like amount of experience, just kind of on the low side. Oh no, it's playing on its own.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, shit, we better be ready to read, and I'm in slideshow mode. So what did your dad say?
He said, and you'll have to say this again in his voice. He said, "Nagisa, hurry, Mr. Zerf, crisis."
Nagisa, hurry, Mr. Zerf, crisis. Okay, there we go.
I'm all right, Doctor. Mr. Zerf is doing well. Doctor, you're biased.
What are you even talking about? Not like that.
It's making no sense. They just stopped translating the game properly after this.
We're going to have to write our own ending scene. Because the ending text is...
No, kid, we escaped from there. Why are we going back?
You don't have to go. I smell a scoop. I've got to go.
Oh, maybe the scoop is that... Whose spaceship do you think you're using?
What a whiner. Hurry, or we'll lose the scoop.
What a woman! What is the smell of a scoop?
I hate to watch her leave, but I love to watch her go.
Oh, so apparently we're using the Tetron to see through time right now? Is that what's going on? Maybe that's why we don't have the option to not let people continue talking?
Could be. I don't have time to join an after-school club. I have to take care of my mother pigeon.
Oh no, he's just become trapped in the time loop.
I'm just glad you managed to make him wear the shades.
Oh, he's busted out. Yeah, and he did have them on.
Stop.
Mr. Zerf, what are you doing? Stop all the downloads. What? Did you get the hacker's boss? I'm impressed.
So were the hackers robots, or?
You can do anything if you try. I thought you were unreliable.
Like me.
Mr. Zerf, you're safe. I'm so glad.
Good job. I'm happy, Mr. Zerf. A great soup. Headline. How about that?
Are you really a reporter? This dialogue is amazing. Oh, here, I'll get the pause on for Mr. Zerf, or Akihabara, because he talks so slow.
Well, it's the... Oh, okay, here we go. Wow, that's going to be a great video. Mr. Zerf. Good job. Your ancestors are happy too. Ghetto got a power that people can handle. The user gives life to an invention. Used well, it does good. Misused, it does evil.
I thought they were destined to always do evil.
Tetron is a puzzle between the mind of the maker and Dr. Leo. I mean, the mind of the user.
Oh, and then they looked at us!
The flow of time will cover us. We must escape!
Oh, but he's hanging back.
Why? Because he's evil. He's gonna go in there and fuck with the Tetron. He's been kinda... Wait. What?
But that Tetron?
The Tetron?
Oh man, check out this sweet view.
Oh man, that is a nice...
Was it a waste?
Big old nose.
The Tetron. It's best to leave it alone. It's been laid to rest. Permanently.
Scratch it or it'll get infected.
He fell into a deep, deep sleep.
What?
I don't know. Nobody died.
So Gateau is gonna come back? Oh, I guess now he did. Gateau fell asleep and then his bed exploded.
No, because you can't look at an explosion when you're sleeping, so his back was turned to it. That's how action heroes always survive the explosions. They just turn their backs and look cool. No, we've got to wait for all the debris to leave before...
This game is now making me think of the Xbox 360 hit whip, which is not where I expected to go. The walking away from explosion looking cool thing.
What planet have we decided to live on?
Sadly,
the library!
The ending features no more Akibahara.
The future refused to change, and Lavos crashes into the world.
Ending scenes.
The end.
They can be disappointing. Ending scenes. Sometimes we do wanting more. Ending scenes are not a good way to judge games.
No, they're
Ending
not.
scenes. Go. Ending credits. Seriously, that was the ending? Was that it? Is there gonna be like a post-credit or...
All I know is I managed to keep the shades on even in the ending.
That's sweet, actually. Oh man, how come we don't have our robot helper fall? Yes.
Oh, we didn't have them
The one
equipped.
that-
I should have thought of that. Hey, check out this party. They
now
got
there's-
hovering lanterns.
And they had hackers. Hackers are attending the like Japanese festival.
Well, with their
Who will
boss
you
dead,
invite
we've
to-
become the hackers' big boss.
Who are you going to invite to the festival, Zerfall? Okusan or Sorry.
Oh, hey, look,
So-
this guy's dad's back.
Is it pretty much official that Akibahara and Agis, whatever her name was, are they a thing?
I think it's supposed
Is
to be
your
implied that your dad built her and she's a robot, but she's based off of your mother.
Holy shit, I never got that. That's fucked. That is really out there.
And then the sex robot that he built
Good.
based off of your mother becomes your secretary. But that's why he's always hanging around your house so much.
Alright, let's go through this again. So you're saying, and I don't have a good picture of them because now for the fans watching on YouTube, they'll have your side thing shows like the box art and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm trying, from memory, I'm like, she looked a lot younger than him. So you're saying the robot is based on, that the secretary is actually a robot and is based on your dead mom?
Yes, and I think the part that's supposed to give that away is when you're going through the Tetron, you see a scene where Mr. Zerf is born, or has been born recently, and they're naming him. And the mom is Misagi. But clearly she's the exact same model, so it must be like she's based off the young version of your mom, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so that.
Hey, look, there's the little robot helper. He's helping out the Count Prinky now.
No, that's not Count Prinky. That's the fucking evil.
That's
doll.
the evil doll, but look, there's a coffin that she's sitting on. You know who's sleeping in there.
Yeah, so he's helping Count Brinky to be killed by the evil doll?
Sure.
Alright.
Those are some pretty big hunks of meat.
The rain went away.
Yeah. It would have been actually good if they left the rain on the scenes where you had left rain in the real world. But with all that rain, they have such lush foliage now and delicious fruits.
Now, to use the wrestling parlance, I've always been a mark for the credit scenes where they go show you like humorous scenes of people from the game, but I usually like to have a little bit more actual thing as well.
He finally turned back into human! Oh, but there's no voice to lead him anymore.
He's gonna have to learn to hate in his own way. So
thank you, Voodoo Doctor, for teaching us how to hate again.
So what happened to German Obama? Is he going to show up in the ending scene? Because apparently that whole, like, one of the two fairly short little optional things in the game is the one where we actually found him and negotiated with him to get something to cure the sick runaways. That's like, you can finish it without doing that.
Yeah. So...
They still have a base which has been taken over by rats, so the hackers still have, like, a base on that other continent.
Yep.
Oh,
but without
actually start, like, cooking rats now?
He's making food for the rats, because they're the ones that like his food. Everyone else thought it was mediocre. Oh man, and you know these are the smart hackers, because they wear their graduation hats even after they've been working for 30 years for the hackers. Oh, they've turned themselves into children!
Well, that's believe what they were trying to do.
Hey, it's not a bad idea. Now they've got all their future knowledge, but all the adult knowledge, but as a child. They can make their lives so much better.
It's like Willy Beamish. Imagine if you knew then what you know now. You would make a game that wouldn't sell very well.
Apparently it's Christmas time in the Hacker Club.
And Christmas for the hackers involves building, like, ghoul men. Like undead snowmen. Oh, the crab guy is back with the hackers.
Yeah, they're not trying to eat him anymore. Are they going to go into the network?
Are they going to jack on?
No, they're just jacking off.
Yep.
This is the worst scene so far. They just walks in. Oh wait, no, there he goes. They did jack on after all. Yeah, he just needed a little bit of help before he was ready to jack on.
He needed somebody to help him jack it. That's what you're saying. He didn't want to jack it on his own. Is that really how we're going out of this LP?
Apparently, with the low-hanging fruit of jokes.
Well, you know, once you finish jacking off, you usually are done for a while. You know, take a little nap and.
Oh, it's Bug. I hope no one upgraded his RAM. Ah, they're sacrificing the minion for a way out of the computer.
I just feel like a third boss battle.
There they are, all the bad guys started a club where they live with the chicken farmer. I don't know, they were all standing there. And it's the chicken farmers, are they still going to be there when they get back?
Oh, they built a little...
Oh, see, they were all standing in that clearing and now they're gone. What were they plotting? Blackmore was there and he turned out to be an okay guy in the end. Oh, they're stealing the chickens! And the mayor's apparently part of the bad guy club.
Blackmore wasn't okay so much as he hated the villains more than he hated you. But,
hey, enemy of my enemy is my friend.
And I don't remember, the chicken had like a funny name or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, his love chicken that he thought was the best.
I remember I had a wacky voice for the chicken that tickled me, and now I can't remember what it was. So he's gonna go back and get that Tetron, motherfucker. I know he is.
That's gonna be floating.
He's gonna go
but Mint's there.
Tetron in great trouble. Nope, but he's got Mint with him. She's gonna keep on straight and narrow. See? It's like the Japanese think there is nothing funnier than a woman who is like psychotically overaggressive. They love that over there. It's like a
they like it as a trope, but they probably hate it in real life.
Yeah. It's like Bulma. Let's have like all these characters, male characters who are like super bad fighters, and let's have a woman who has no fight ability whatsoever that they're all terrified of.
She does have those capsules.
Yeah, so that's what you call them. It's a nice capsule.
Oh wait, what's he doing back?
Is this a flashback? Is this a...
Oh, thanks for playing, Mr. Zerf.
Mr. Zerf.
You're welcome.
Oh, thanks for me. Fuck you, Robotrek.
Hey, you're the Mister in Mr. Zerf. That stands for Mysterious Zerf.
I get it.
Apparently, Ancient had something to do with it too, but they didn't get a planet named after them. Ah. See, where they're keeping him on the straight and narrow still?
Also ridden to his guy that was hanging out with you.
Yeah. We're an over-aggressive guy that keeps him on the straight and narrow.
Our sweet, perfectly formed capsules.
And off they walk.
Music got oddly Japanese-y at the end for a sci-fi game.
Well, it made sense when they showed the festival part, but then they went back into space and kept it going. So there we go. We've made it to the end of Robotrek, aka Slapstick in Japan, the humorous RPG.
For kids.
Yeah.
Well, for an RPG for kids, for a comedy RPG, there was a lot less toilet humor than I expected, despite the fact that there's apparently a plot line where Blackmore wasn't able to urinate.
Yes. And there were an awful lot of toilets in the game itself.
There were an awful lot of toilets in the game itself. You wonder if some content got omitted for the kiddies out west. But, I mean, anybody, you know, I know we made fun a little bit of how the plot was hard to follow, and some of that was my fault for not, like, I wouldn't typically go back and watch our videos before we started a new session. But if anyone thinks I didn't enjoy this game, I just want them to know it was fun. I mean, we had pretty high expectations based on the company that did it, the genre, and the fact that we've enjoyed Enix games and we've enjoyed Robo RPGs and kind of cartoony Japanese RPGs. But if I got nothing else out of this game, I learned a lot about robots.
Yes.
And I learned a lot about how one should impart information about robots to others.
Through the shittiest of poetry.
Yeah, it wasn't poetry.
Yeah, I thought the game was pretty fun, but it's true. Like within a video, perhaps the story kind of made sense within the video, but it didn't really tie in together along the way very well to make it a cohesive plot. You're like the story so far as, hey, this bad guy is doing something now and we have to stop them, always made sense. Oh, they're at this fortress now, go stop them. Okay, I will. But the stuff that got you to the point where you knew what fortress to go to really was all over the place.
Well, I mean, as I've LP'd some of these RPGs I remember as a kid, I've definitely picked up on, you know, like narrating through and talking through, say, Paladin's Quest. The game made more sense to me after I LP'd it. It's like, yeah, you understand that story a lot better than I did playing as a kid, because, like, I was forced to, because I was trying to explain it to my theoretical audience as I was playing through. Yeah. And, you know, there's some games like Golgo 13, you know, Top Secret Episode, where it was like, no, LPing it through, I came to realize that any notion I had that this is a good story as a kid based on cinematic elements, no, actually the story makes no freaking sense. But this one, yeah, it's kind of just, if it was meant to be a comedy RPG and not meant to be taken seriously, great. Let's not be grown adult men picking at the story. But yeah, I mean, you know, still, it's like, okay, wait, you're the villain. Okay, now you're the villain. Wait, well, why aren't they the villain anymore? Yep. You're not bringing anything to the table that the previous villains didn't bring, pal. I still don't get what the deal was with Ghetto, and like, were the hackers aliens in the sense? Like, because there was a whole planet full of people who were basically humans. Yeah, I think that the hackers are supposedly aliens that came to our planet. And remember, we forgot to mention this before, every single bad guy we fought in this game was an android that was built by the hackers. Right, we got that because we were watching the intro sequence. The intro sequence, which also explained that the hackers did come from another planet at one point. So... But when I say the aliens, I mean, like, we found this other planet where, like, Princess What's-Her-Name came from, and, you know, and those people were basically human, and like, they even came to our planet and passed for human. Well, they looked human. Are the hackers, like, a subspecies of them wearing, like, masks? Are they... I mean, the other planet all looked human, but we don't know what was going on in their pants. It could have been a monstrosity. They might have been subtly different in ways that you don't want to imagine. Well, we better start working on some slash. But I mean, they're alien in the Star Trek sense. They're like, you know, better yet, Star Wars sense. Like, oh, well, yeah, like Luke and Leia don't come from Earth, but I mean, come on, look at them. Yeah. Come on. But the hackers, boy, you know, if they explained the hackers and I just wasn't paying attention, I apologize. But they're just like a bunch of guys wearing like pro wrestling masks, whatever, and they all worked for Gateau, despite that, like when they worked for Blackthorn, whatever his name was. It's like, okay, cool. He's like a taller guy with a more ornate mask. He makes sense as like their leader. And then Gateau shows up and is like, wait a minute, why do these guys listen to you?
Well, apparently he's been pulling the strings in the background for many years, because he did exist in the past of one of our ancestors, who I'm pretty sure was the same sprite as the ancestor that talked to us when we go into our crypt.
I know it's like I'm getting into all this and picking at it because I don't even want to think about what you raised, which I blissfully missed somehow. That Nagisa, the presumably sexy robot surrogate mother you have, is your surrogate mother. Like, she really was like your dad's main.
She's your Bombo in this game.
Like your mom. She's your what?
She's your Bombo. Your mother passed away and your father built a robot to help make you feel less lonely. She's your best friend.
But Bombo was an adorable little Bombo. Tecmo Secret Stars games. This is a robot who said, "I'm Bombo." He wrote something like, "Hi, I'm an idealized version of what your mother looked like back when your father thought she was sexy."
Listen, if that guy had a son instead of a daughter, he might have had different priorities when he was building the robot.
Wow, now we're going in an even darker direction. I want this to be done. I wish we'd said bye, folks, right after our first round of masturbation jokes.
All right, well, now since...
Oh, God. Well, it's not really. It's not really my mom. It's a robot. So is it okay if I jack off of her when I? And that's
the end of the LP.
The LP of a children's game.
I'm Zerfall.
I'm the mysterious JG. I'm ashamed of myself.
And hopefully we catch you guys again in another series.
Unless you never watch either of us ever. Bye-bye.
Bye.